Hi crafty friends, hope you're having a good day. Today I want to recreate this card. So I made this card and posted it on my Facebook page, and somebody asked for me to do a class on it. So I thought I would do that. I haven't done a class for a little while, a video for a little while. March has been a challenging month of a bit of illness and colds and that kind of thing in my world, and it makes it really difficult to talk. So I'm still getting over that. So friends, I've got my trusty cup of tea here. If I need to pause and take a drink, that's why, because I'm still having absolute coughing fits. But let's hope, friends, we get through this video without it. So let's start. I just want to show you the products that I'm going to be using. So for the texture, I'm using the Shimmery White paste, and I'm going to list all of these in the description so you don't have to remember, so don't worry about that. I've got a stencil that has got big holes in it. I've just got a card base there. Radiating Stitches Dies, I love this one. Textured Notes Dies, love that one. Elements of Text stamp. Thoughtful Wishes stamp. Let's see where I can put those on my table. My table, friends, at the moment is an absolute mess. And I started doing this card because I love this Thoughtful Journeys 6x6 DSP, and I absolutely love it. It's absolutely beautiful. I haven't used scene type paper before, but now I'm with Stampin' Up. Stampin' Up has scene type paper, and I wanted to see what I can do with it. I'm also I've already made a scrapbooking page with this, which I will pop up on my Facebook page as well. So I'm just trying to use this beautiful paper in different ways because I absolutely love it. It brings me joy. So I wanted a scene because I wanted a background, and then I wanted a textured panel in the middle. That's the look I was going for. So I chose this one out of all of the scenes that this pack has. I chose that one. I don't know why, I just liked it. This one would be all right actually, because it has a middle point and then it has things outside it, and that's what I wanted. So anyway, I chose that one. So let's see how we go. And I can feel my voice getting scratchy, so everybody cross their fingers. So the card front is 4x4 wide. 4 4¼ wide. So this is actually a 6x6. So I need to cut this down, but I want this middle panel. So that's a little bit, well, it's not tricky, but it just takes a bit of maneuvering. So what I did, friends, I got my cutter there, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it on camera. So this is where I need my paper to be, 4¼ but I didn't want to cut it like that because that would have the center dip off center. So what I did was just cut bits and pieces off, turn it over, and then cut a little bit more off this side. So see where 4¼ is? Nope, that's still way too wide. How are we going? So I just have to do it up the top, friends. Actually, that's if I move it. Look, there we go. I do have a brain today. Well, that's good for my work colleagues anyway. Okay, so let's just cut more off. Oops, that's the scoring blade. That's not going to do anything, is it? There we go. Again, I'm going to turn it around again and cut it down a little bit more. It doesn't have to be exact. I think that's about it. I think that's on the money. It is perfect. And then we want 5½. So I'm just actually going to cut the top off. So that one isn't easy. So it's 4¼ by 5½. So that was easy. So you just have to keep maneuvering around. These are all the strips that I just cut off. and I've got a reasonable centered spot there, so that's all right. And next we're going to do the textured, oh actually what I'll do first, what I do is put some ink on the edges. So I get a little sponge dauber. It just adds a bit of definition to the edge, and I like that. I actually ink my edges a lot. I do that in my scrapbook layouts, and I do that on my card layouts, just because I actually really like the look of the inked edges. You don't have to, but it's a fun little technique that is really, really simple, easy to do, and all you need is a dauber or a sponge and some ink. There we go. There we go. So that is done. Now do we need that again, friends? Yes, I do need that again. So let's leave that out within range. So I've got the card panel. I might just adhere that to the base while it's here. Okay, and like I said, everything that I'm using will be in the description, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, let's just adhere that card panel to the card front. I think I've done it slightly small, so, but friends, you won't do that, will you? You'll do it properly. Let's not repeat my mistakes. Okay, there we go. So then I have got, here we go. So I've cut out with Radiating Stitches Die. I've used this little Radiating Stitches Die. I absolutely love that. Gives you a little bit of texture on the edges. See here, just a little bit of something on the edges. There we go. So I've done that. Now what I want to do is create a coloured patterned background, and then which I want to then put the textured paste over, and that's where I need the ink. I knew I needed it somewhere, friends. So we'll have my trusty stamp chamois. Absolutely love it. It needs to be changed. I have 2 or 3 of these, and I change them out and then I wash them, so they get rotated. It's like a car chamois, but a lot thinner. So there we go. So I'm going to create like a random stamping on the edge. So let's put these stamps on the blocks, and let's create this just a random pattern in the Petunia Pop. So there we go. Going to do that one, and you can do this as heavily patterned or as lightly patterned as you like. Because they're splatters, it creates a really lovely textured pattern there. See, I've got a little bit of white space there. There you go. So we don't have to have it all patterned and all perfect. And I think I might just put one more. There we go. One more there. Perfect. There we go. Quite happy with that. As always, oops, there we go. I don't know why that came off. I think it's because I've used it quite a bit this morning in doing my samples. So let's go. Let's clean all of this. And these red stamps have quite deep indentation, so just make sure that you clean your stamps properly, because they're a valuable asset to your craft business. Your craft stash. My craft business, your craft stash. So you want to take care of them. They're precious, friends. Okay, so I'm going to close that over. I know that you can leave ink out for a while and doesn't really bother it, but I don't like to do that. So then is the fun part, the fun messy bit. I'm going to get a stencil. I've just got a stencil that I've got in my stash. Where am I going to place this? So I want some of these bits and some of those bits and some of those bits. Now I'm going to get the shimmery paste, and it's really gorgeous. It's lovely and luscious, and you'll see here it's sort of like mousse, hair mousse, but shimmery hair mousse. So So we're going to get that. I'm going to move my cup of tea up to this position. There we go, friends. So we're all in position here. Hold your stencil like this and then just swipe across. There we go. Swipe across the stencil. Lift it up. So when you put the texture paste down, it will actually adhere the stencil to your paper. So it's not so, it doesn't move around so much. And I don't want a heap, so I don't want a very big layer on. I don't want it really thick. So I'm just going over now and scraping it off. And I'm looking for the holes. There we go. I've got a few little holes there that haven't been textured. So now what I'm going to do, and I didn't clean this spatula off before. So it's, well, I did the last time I used it, but the time before that I used it, obviously didn't. So I'm going to have to soak this. See, there's all these little crusty bits still on it, which is very annoying. So I'm going to have to soak it and do it properly. Okay, so now we want to lift up the stencil. There we go. I'm going to just put this out of the way for a minute, and I just want to clean my stencil because, as you can see, this stuff dries, and it dries quite hard. Now I know my stencil is actually stained, but that's only stained with paint. It's not stained with texture, and I don't want the texture to stain the stencil, because that just makes, then when I want to do painting or something like that on it, it just makes it really difficult. So I just want to spend a moment of this video time cleaning up. And you might not be able to see, but there's a tiny little bit of texture just here. There we go. Can you see that? So I didn't clean it off quick enough last time, so that's what happened, and I don't want that all over it. Okay, there we go. We have got the we've got the texture paste off. I'm just going to use a little bit of, there we go, paper towel, and we've got a clean surface to do the rest of the video. Now I just want to show you, friends, this texture. Okay, can you see that texture on here? Let's turn this light on just for a moment. There we go. Can you see that? How beautiful is that texture? And it's got a shimmer and a shine. So I'm going to leave this to dry because it will take probably 10 or 15 minutes to dry. So guess what? I made one earlier this morning. There we go. All that shimmer, all that shine. Can you see that? That is going to be in the middle panel of our card front. Now, I don't want to do too much else to it because with this scene, the actual scene of the DSP, and then I've got this textured panel, I actually don't need any more. For me, you could, I thought about adding some vellum leaves out here. You can do all of that, or vellum leaves behind the sentiment. I actually feel like I don't need anything else because that's actually perfect for me. It's a simple card, and I'm just trying to find the little sentiment spot that I made before, and guess what, friends? I've lost it. Okay, so we'll carry on regardless. And I'll try and find it. But yes, as I was saying, friends, I just feel that that's enough. That card front to me is enough. So what are we going to do? I'm going to say no, I'm not going to use those ones. I'm going to use this one. I like that. So thankful for you. That's what I made in the last one. So let's go. So thankful is let's have a look. So I've got so thankful there, and then I've got the little for you here. As you can tell, friends, I use these stamps very a lot. So beautiful butterflies, love those sentiments. Okay, friends, let's have a look and just quickly look. Not going to spend too much time here looking for that sentiment strip I did, and I can't find it. So that's just perfect. We will not do that on camera. What we might do is something different. I'm just going to cut a strip here this way. Forgive me, friends. I did cut a sentiment strip out of another set of dies. Is it in there? No. I wonder, do you think I could have put it in here? No, it's not there. Is it in here? No. So I actually cut it out, and these textured notes dies, and they're really gorgeous. So I cut a panel out. So just imagine we've got that. Just pretend, friends. And probably just after I finish the video, I will actually find this for you. But who would know? My desk is an absolute disaster zone. I have been sick for a couple of weeks now, but I've needed to have my creative time. Do you get like this? So I'm sick, I'm not feeling well, but I have to go to work. I shouldn't say have to go to work because I love my job. So I go to work, I do all the things I need to do, but I need my creative time. That's my downtime. That is where I get some peace and calm and all of that kind of thing. So I just keep creating. I need a new blade. When your cardstock gets like this, it gets a bit furry at the edges, you need a new blade. So I've been creating and I haven't been cleaning. So that's the issue there. Now let's get to the sentiment. So thankful. I'm just going to line that up on my glass mat. Now I know this glass mat's a little bit difficult for you guys, because if I had a white base or something like that, it would be much easier. But I'm so happy creating on the glass mat. It just makes everything so easy. It's a really good base. So you do anything mixed media, you do some colouring, you do any of those kind of things. And you just wipe it up. So that's not perfect. I don't like that at all. We're not going to use that. It's okay. That's what crafting is all about. You do something that you don't particularly think is great. You can just turn over the piece of paper and redo it. Okay, so I'm going to just line this up a little bit better. I think, oh, that's much better. As it's a clear block, you can see. So let's go, and now I'm going to put that in the middle of this piece of paper. No, I'm still not happy. You know why? That's too big. That piece of paper is too big. The other one I had was much better. So let's just go over quickly to my stash. Like magic, I have another piece of paper, or cardstock that is the right size. There you go. Even on camera, you can do a quick readjust. Oh, and that's perfect size for you. So I'm just going to leave the ink there for a minute, let it all settle. There we go. That's much better. See, friends, I'm making mistakes on camera. I'm doing it on purpose for your benefit, friends. Ha, not really. Of course not really. Okay, so we've got everything we need there. Let's put, that's Mossy Meadow. And the Mossy Meadow really goes well. So I'm just going to cut this little sentiment strip. I'm just going to cut that. Now, because I love to ink the edges of things, I'm going to just ink the edge of this with my little sponge dauber. And look, in my ink pad is one of my cat's hairs. They get everywhere. She's ginger and they just go everywhere. Do you have pets, friends? Do they get into your craft space? Do you end up with hairs all over the place? I know I do. There we go. So we've got the sponge dauber, and it just gives that little bit of finishing touch. I wish I could find that sentiment spot I cut out, but it's clearly not meant to be. Okay, so because this is a really narrow strip, I'm going to use the mini dimensionals because I want to pop that up on the top of the textured paste panel. Okay, so we're nearly there. Nearly there. One more spot. Here we go. I'm just going to take off these little, I love these little mini dimensionals. They're really good for narrow projects. I might just put that off the edge, so it's a little bit different than my previous one, but quite similar. There we go, friends. There's my card. I hope you like it. There we go. Can you see it a little bit better? Okay, thankful. So thankful for you. It's using the zine paper from Thoughtful Wishes. Thoughtful Journey. I'm going to turn that off. I don't like that on. Okay, there you go. Perfect, perfect, perfect little card there. And you've had a bit of fun, you've got a bit messy, you've used your texture paste, you've had done a mixed media project. What could be better, friends? I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please, if I could ask you to subscribe to my channel, that would make a huge difference for me. I love to see my channel grow. I love to see you all watching my projects and enjoying them. So I'd love it if you give me some love and subscribe and like this video. That would be brilliant. I'll put everything I've used in the description. And until next time, friends, happy crafting. Bye.